Hi, it's Doug Dane. This video is my brief memoir on transformation, letting go of shame, guilt, and resentment. Listen, too many people struggle in life trying to get ahead, trying to transform their lives, and they really struggle more than ever before for a number of reasons. Number one, first off, most people, a lot of people, statistically, in fact, about 60% of people have struggled with some form of what we call adverse childhood experiences, enduring some form of mistreatment, abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, witnessing violence, just being mistreated, criticized, punished, teased. There's all sorts of forms of adverse childhood experiences that get in our way in our own transformation to live a better life. Very few people are aware of it. I went through all those. I got landed in a very difficult situation as a 6-month-old baby. I was adopted by a family of violent alcoholics, and I witnessed a lot of violence in those 13 years. I experienced a lot of violence in terms of how I was treated, watching my parents treat each other and what they were doing to each other. And then at 13, I went looking for love in all the wrong places. And I ended up in a ring of pedophiles where I was sexually abused for 2 years, 13 through 15. And that ended in my kidnapping at 15 years old. And of course, I turned to drugs and alcohol to cope. And around 23, I got the bright idea. I wanted to get into business and really start transforming the way I was living my life, because I came from a poorer family. I was working in a factory at the time. I thought, I don't want to live my life this way. I certainly don't want to live the life that I grew up in. And I got the bright idea that I was going to get into business. And I was given this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And in the book, it said there's a secret, that if you figure out the secret, you'll be swept on to wealth. And I thought, well, geez, if I could just make some money, that would make me happy. I didn't figure out the secret. I went bankrupt, but I did land on my feet. And then I came upon some information at 25 years old that I knew nothing about as it related to understanding my ability to direct and control my thinking, my conscious mind and my unconscious mind. Now, listen, all over social media, all over YouTube, all online, everybody's got all these answers and information and videos, all kinds of things talking about transformation and talking about manifestation and talking about all that and how to get ahead. But actually, it's more confusing than ever. And you don't really know who you should be listening to. And so that was me. I was kind of hopping all over the place, searching for the answer. But then I finally figured it out. Now, in 2001, I went public with my story. I was almost 40 years old at the time. All my relationships had failed. I had wrecked them because of what I grew up with when I was young. And I took responsibility for that, and I started to uncover a story. Now, the story I just told you a minute ago about my childhood and all that, those adverse experiences, was all blocked out. I just knew up until 40 years old, I was doing well in business, I was doing well financially, but I just didn't feel good about myself. I didn't feel I was a good person, although I was doing good work. I didn't really like myself, although a lot of people liked me. I certainly didn't love myself, and I didn't really believe anybody could love me because of where I came from. So I was very, very confused, as you can imagine. And again, that story being all blocked out, it caused even more confusion. And so there is value in understanding where you come from, so you can understand why you are feeling the way you're feeling or doing things the way that you're doing them. And so, of course, people like me, people maybe like you that grew up in some sort of difficult situation, you get this mistaken identity or this mistaken view on who you really are and who you're not and what you're capable of. And then you continue to struggle in your career, you continue to struggle in your life. And it's even more complicated when you search online trying to find the answers. And so I wanted to put together what I discovered as the answer to transforming and my own transformation to doing well in the world, doing well in my life, doing well in business, doing well in my personal relationships, doing well in my family, showing up as a good person, as a good man, as a good father, and not carrying on this internal dialogue that was keeping me stuck. And so one of the biggest problems people face is they just don't understand two major things. I didn't understand them either. Number one, very few people understand really how your mind directs your brain and nervous system. So how you think and how you feel is directed by your mind, your mindset. And people talk about mindset all the time. It's all over the internet, mindset. But very few people understand how to reset your mind and rewire your brain, build new pathways so you can direct your brain and nervous system to get better results. The other thing I did not know about this mind, it's a machine. I'm the operator, like I'm operating my phone right now. The phone's doing the work, but I'm the one operating the phone. And so my mind is a machine and I'm the operator of the machine. And so I can direct my thinking. I can take control of my thinking and I can direct it. And too many people that are trying to get ahead and do better in life, they're stuck in a victim narrative or a victim mentality, or they're blaming others or blaming the government or blaming their company. They're playing the blame game rather than placing the blame on their own shoulders. And so I took responsibility. I didn't blame myself, but I did take on the responsibility to fix it, because nobody else was going to fix it for me. Nobody's going to fix it for you. If you want to transform your life and you want to start doing what you want to be doing so you can enjoy your life more, you've got to take responsibility for your thinking. And only you can change it. And the last thing I discovered was that my mind is run by my opinion of myself. And I had a mistaken viewpoint on my opinion. It was inherited. I adopted it. I was hypnotized as a kid. I was an imitation, just trying to fit in, trying to be liked, trying to be loved, just trying to be myself, actually. But I got off track, and maybe you're off track too. And so if you want to really understand how to make this transformation in your life that you're looking for, you got to focus on the right things. And I'd love to help you. You can grab my book. It's called Mistaken Identity. That literally is a 30-day duplicable system roadmap or plan to get yourself unstuck lightning fast, because that's the way that it should be. We all want fast, but we're all doing it the slow way. So I hope this can help you. Thank you. This is Doug Dane.